Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a reading vlog and it's on the finale book that I've been waiting to read. I've been holding off this book for the longest time to read because I am just not ready for this series or this trilogy to be over, and it's going to be the Folk of the Air series. Let me get the book real quick. Also, as I'm putting the dust jacket back on the book, I have a microphone, like an old microphone that I used before. I'm gonna hope that it sounds okay and it's not picking up everything else because I am doing my laundry right now. So because I do have work tomorrow. I don't know why I decide to always start a new reading vlog on the day before I start work for the week, but I've been waiting to read The Queen of Nothing for the longest time, and here she is. I've been waiting for this for the longest time, and I think I was waiting for me to finally have my own copy of it to finish it. I actually started it already, so I'm on page 30 right now. I didn't really get that far into it, but I'm still so happy to be into this world. And yeah, so this reading vlog, we're going to be reading the last book. It's going to be a non-spoiler reading vlog, so if you guys are interested. And so because it is the third book, I don't think I can share too much of my thoughts. I'm going to try to at least share my reaction, but I ended up getting a lot of things done today. I got an oil change and I was driving across town, and so I just decided that today's gonna be like a filming day, and I decided to film this intro for this reading vlog. So I don't really know what I have planned for this week. I'm hoping that it'll be a fun reading vlog regardless, but I wanted to still film my final reading voyage on this book because I have been holding off on it for the longest time. I've been obsessed with the past two books, and I've been obsessed with Holly Black's world that she created, and I think I just wasn't ready to finish it and move on. And honestly, I know she has two following other books to this trilogy, but I don't know if I'm ready to get into it because I don't think it's the same plot as like these past three, and I'm not ready to let it go. So this is why I've been holding off on reading the last book for the longest time, but I decided that I'm just going to get it over with because I can't say that I keep loving this whole trilogy if I haven't read the last book. I just feel like a fraud, and I feel like I need to read it, and honestly so far I'm freaking loving it. Like, I'm loving it so much. Yeah, we're gonna be reading this book for this reading vlog. I do have work this week, so we'll see how far and how much I get done. I'm also not going to share too much of my thoughts, like I said, just because I don't want to spoil it for anybody, and I don't really have any set plans for this week. I do want to try to fill out my February spread in my reading journal that I did, because now it's March 4th and I have not filled it out. I just created my spread, but I never filled it out, so maybe we'll get little pics of that. And then I do want to go to Barnes & Noble sometime this week and pick up Crooked Kingdom because I just finished Six of Crows, so maybe I'll take you guys there for that. But also it just depends, because sometimes the week it just depends on what kind of energy I have after work, so we'll see what I have. But I am so excited to dive into this book, and I'm excited to, I don't know, I just heard such amazing things. I heard that everybody loves this one the most, so yeah. I keep thinking I like the first one more, and then I read the second one and I like the second one more, so I'm excited to see what I think of it. And we'll just, yeah, let's just get started into this reading vlog. Hey guys, so you guys are currently in my fridge, and I am doing like a little just update. So I just finished filming, and don't look at that in the background. I just finished filming, and I'm actually gonna make just something to eat real quick. I made spaghetti yesterday, so I'm just gonna eat some spaghetti and just eat some dinner really fast, and then I'm hoping that I will have some spare time before I have to get ready for bed just to read a little bit. So, because I really have been wanting to read all day. I just feel like I've been so busy because I had plans to get my oil change, which I'm glad I got that done, but also I had plans to film today, which I'm also glad I got that done. I'm just wanting to just like sit down and read. So I'm gonna eat real quick and probably just kind of clean up. And sorry, my fridge beeps, but you guys need the fridge because it gives the best lighting. Do like a mini check-in because I think I'm gonna eat real quick, kind of tidy up my books that I made like a mess from filming, just because every time I film there's always books everywhere. So I'm gonna kind of clean those up, and then I'm gonna try to read for a little bit. So we'll see what the night consists of. And also today is currently Monday, just to let you guys know. Okay, I'll see you guys later. loving this so much. I just want to read all night. I'm having so much fun. I am literally so happy I'm reading this book. I'm so happy to be back in this world, and they like chemistry. I'm also sorry I'm talking really close to the camera. I don't have my actual camera with me right now, so I'm using my book light to shine and talk to you guys, but oh my gosh, I'm just freaking out. I love this so much. Hey guys, good morning. It is currently 7:25 in the morning and it's Tuesday. It's the next morning. I'm actually on my way to work right now. Like, I need to leave right now, but I wanted to just film a mini check-in, a reading update, because I did get a good amount done last night. I'm on page 92 and oh my gosh, like, I cannot fathom how happy I am and how obsessed I am with the characters in the whole Cruel Prince trilogy. I'm just so happy to see like Carden and Jude. I'm even happy to see like all the side characters too. I'm just super happy, and I freaking love, like, I know I already filmed it last night, but seeing their chemistry, I'm just so obsessed. And I just wanted to do a quick update and just say, like, yes, I'm having so much fun. It's been a long time since I've read the last book, but I don't feel like I'm behind on anything. But it did spark that inspiration to want to read the other two again. So I think I might make that like a rereading day. But I'm just so happy and I love the book. It just reminded me so much of how much I love reading. Just like all the other books I've been reading lately, but this book specifically just makes me feel so happy to be reading. And I wish I was off today because I would just love to just sit here and read this book. And I really do feel like if I was off today, it's such a fast-paced read for me that I feel like I could finish it within the day. And I'm just so obsessed. I freaking love Jude and I love Carden, and I just want to read so bad, but alas, I'm on my way to work, so I might try to do a check-in tonight, but I don't know for sure like if that's gonna happen, because sometimes when I get off work I'm just so tired. So we'll see. And I don't really have nothing new to present. I guess I just want to, the main like new thoughts I guess I have is just I'm always reminded of how much I love Jude as a character. I just love how like realistic and badass she is, and she's just such a, like, I love her character so much. I feel like she could be a good friend. But yeah, and there's some like crazy like oh my gosh what the heck type moments, which the other books did have too. I just love Holly Black's writing style, and I think after I finish this I might try to look into her other books, because I don't know, I just want something just like this. So if you guys know anything that is like the Cruel Prince series, but obviously not the Cruel Prince, like something a little bit different, let me know, because I want to read something like this. And I love how it's like, I guess it's a YA. I love it so much. I'm just absolutely obsessed with it. I'm obsessed with like the romance in the book, and I'm obsessed with like the chemistry and the little twist. And I normally don't really care for the political side of like when it comes to books, but I feel like I am really into and invested into the political side of this one as well, because I want to see what's gonna happen with the throne. But yeah, I'm not gonna go too in depth because I don't want to spoil it. But yeah, I just had to do a quick check-in before I go, but I'm actually supposed to leave right now, so I will see you guys either tonight or the next check-in, and I'll see you guys later. I'm gonna leave my arm up because I don't want you guys to see the mess that is behind me, but today's like gonna be a cleaning, just rest day. I think I got sick. I think I ended up getting sick, so I'm just going to, just please don't mind my like scrubs, all these boxes in the back. I'm actually gonna be taking them out later today. But anyways, I just wanted to film my thoughts before I forget how I felt about this book, because I just finished it this morning. But I'm like really exposing myself actually by showing how messy it is. So I actually ended up listening to a big part of the remaining audiobook yesterday when I was doing the dishes and catching up on laundry and then getting ready for bed. And I just saved the last part of the chapter and epilogue just to read in person, like physically, I mean, this morning, because I just wasn't ready to finish it. I actually just woke up from a nap and I feel like I need to just talk about my thoughts on the book before I forget everything that I just read. So I just wanted to like, I was so tired and I just woke up from a nap and I'm like, okay, I'm ready to talk about the book now. And I just want to say my thoughts. So overall, I think I'm gonna rate this one a 4-star read. I don't know if it's my most favorite one compared to the last two, just because I did love The Wicked King. I think The Wicked King is like one of my most favorite ones. A part that happened in the book, I love how quotable a lot of the parts in this book are too, but I don't think that, okay, let me talk about the good part first. So I do feel like she really pulled together everything that happened in this first and second book and put it into the third book as well. Like, so the fairy world was the same. Some of the brutality and like, I guess you could say grotesque things that happen that she kind of puts in her books and in that world, like how fierce and brutal the fairy world is compared to like what you read about like happy cute fairies. I think she did that really well in this third book, but I do feel like we didn't get as much of character perspectives from some of the big characters that were put into the first and second book. And I don't want to go in depth because I can't spoil it, so I can't really talk about it too much, but I do feel like we didn't really get that much about some characters. And I think that's the only thing I'm a little sad about, because we didn't get as much. Like, for example, her sisters, I feel like we didn't hear about them as much compared to the first and second book. And I feel like also the only thing I was kind of sad about was that we didn't get as much tension between two characters. And then also I feel like Cardin wasn't as present in this book as much as the past two, and he's not really present in the past two as much either, but I feel like he was kind of just not fully recreated in this last book. And it not like that was a bad thing, because there were still some parts that were executed like, finally, I'm happy that this is happening, and I'm still really excited to be back in the world. I think he got really political, which I think that's like one of the main things about these books, like they're really political, and it's good that they're political, but I think I started just to get a little bit not as invested into it, because I'm not really crazy about the political part of the Corcoran series. I just wasn't really, I'm never a political person when it comes to like the books and stuff. So I think that's the only part that's me personally, but I think I only docked maybe a star off only because I feel like we didn't get as much tension between the two main characters that you kind of were hoping for. I mean, there was something that definitely happened in the last book that were like super freaking cute and exciting that it happened, but they weren't as much as I would have hoped for in the third book. And then also, I feel like the first two books just had so much more brutal, gasp out loud, oh wow, like the betrayal moments, and this one didn't really have that much in there. It was kind of just constant, if that made sense. Like, it wasn't ever boring though. That's the thing, like this book was never boring. I never got bored, but I don't think I was as invested into it after maybe about like the 50% to 60% mark. I think because, like I said, they didn't really put as much of their lives or anything other than just the political parts and how they're going to execute everything that happened and compile everything all together from the first two books, if that makes sense. So I think she just focused on really wrapping up the book, and which is like the main part. That's why I feel like it's still a high rating, like a 4-star is still a really high rating. I think the only thing is I do wish that we got more of the characters a little bit, and maybe a little bit more tension between the characters, and at least maybe more of Cardin being present. But I do have to admit, I did not expect a part of the ending to happen the way it did in the last chapter, or the last two chapters. I did not expect that to happen, which I actually found kind of cool. I'm not going to say anything because I don't want to spoil it. I did not expect that to happen, and I thought that was really cool that she put that in there. I also just really love too, like I love the characters that were introduced in this book. Like I love Grandma Hog, even though she's really creepy, I like how that she got introduced in this book, and I also like Heather in this book a lot too, because I feel like we ended up getting more of a perspective on her, which I really liked. And I don't know, you just got to see so much more of like Oak, but I feel like that's some of the major parts I really liked. And I also really liked how she recreated this elaborate fairy world again, and I still had so much fun with it. It was really, really fun. And I was just still, I think the main thing too is I waited way too long to read the second half of the book, and I think that's where I made that mistake. Wow, this is a way better angle. I should have filmed directly the whole time. But I think I made that mistake by doing that, so I think next time, I think I want to reread these books, and I want to read it. But I think I for sure want to read this series, and I still think of it as one of my most favorite series because I just love how I consistently stay invested into it, even if there's political parts. And yeah, I had so much fun still, and I'm just so happy to be back in the world again. And I for sure want to reread these. I think I want to take in a little bit more of it next time I read it, and I think switching from the audiobook to the physical to the audiobook at the end was maybe not the best idea. I did manage to read a lot more, but I think for my first time reading I should have just stayed with the physical book, because I love audiobooks and the ease of them, but I think sometimes it changes my perspective on the characters and like the world a little bit from how I originally imagined it in my head. Sometimes I like how I imagine in my head better. I think that's what I did wrong. And I think also it's also my fault because I waited way too long to read the last one. And even though I didn't forget anything as I was reading, a lot of it came back, but I think I could have just have done that a lot more. It would have been a lot more, the flow of it would have been a lot more better if I just stayed consistent with reading them rather than waiting for months to read the last one, because the last one just left on a giant cliffhanger, and then I just jumped into the third one like months later. So I think that's one thing I for sure did wrong. But other than that, I am so happy I read this book, and overall, again, it's a 4-star read, which I think is still a really good rating. It's a really high rating. If anything, it would even be like a 4.5-star read. Yeah, I just feel like I like a 4-star read. I feel like it's a good enough for me, like, to rate it at a 4-star read. I don't even know what I'm saying. I'm really tired. I really hope you guys enjoyed this reading vlog. Again, I'm so sorry it's so messy right now, but I wanted to record this. I don't even know if I'm going to keep this part, but I just wanted to record my thoughts, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video regardless. And if you guys have read this series, let me know which one is your favorite book. And yeah, I don't really want you guys to put any like spoilers in the comments because I don't want it to spoil it for anybody, but just let me know which one is your favorite book out of the 3 if you've read them. And I will see you guys on the next video. Bye!